off for the Austrian Grand Prix.
We're Green Flag Racing here at Boston.
Let's get this show on the road.
Going to lead us up through the gears, and let's go racing at the Brickyard.
Andrew Miller's going to come home to win the Austrian Grand Prix.
About the final corner, John Andrews will get 2 in a row. He wins at the New Jersey Motor Speedway.
Coming to the checkered flag, who's going to win the Independence 500? Brett Crawford steals it away on the final corner.
Down the front straightaway to the checkered flag. Who's it going to be? Arthur Xavier in the photo finish.
Welcome to the NOFSRL. After 5 races this season, we come here to the Texas Motor Speedway on the northern side of Fort Worth, Texas, here for race number 6 of 26 in Season 4 of the NOFSRL Trinity River Cup Series. We're here at this 1.5-mile quad-oval configured racetrack for the Southwest Airlines 500. 40 drivers going to take on this track for 67 laps, and let's hope it is a classic here deep in the heart of Texas. Let's go and take a look at your top 10 in the championship. Kyle McLeese leads the way with 167 points towards the championship. He's 16 ahead of Nicholas Samadeo, 19 ahead of Alex Lozano, 20 ahead of Marty Sakala, 21 ahead of Trey Smith, 34 ahead of Elijah Gordon, 36 ahead of Trey Wright, 43 ahead of Dale Lightning, 44 ahead of Sam Odoskin, and rounding out the top 10, Alejandro Cruz Jr., 46 points behind Kyle McLeese. It's going to be a good one here at Texas Motor Speedway, so let's go ahead and go down trackside. We'll get you a starting lineup so we can get this show on the road. And the engines will come to life here at Texas Motor Speedway. 40 going to roll off from the pit road. It is Eric Monaco on the pole position there in car number 25, starting on the inside of Joey Hightower in the Buck Racing number 2. Row 2, we find Ethan Lewis in the 54. He is starting on the inside of the 0 of Priya McShane. In row 3, we find Mitchell Henderson in the 88. Starting on the inside of your points leader here coming in this weekend, it is Kyle McLeese in the 59. In row number 4, we find Will Parrish in the 02, the JD Sports entry. It is the Mustang there for Fitzwater Collins Racing. Starting on the inside of Riley Albert is Keegan Thompson, the Logan Sports 17, Tim Horton, Luke Regal. Rounding out the top 10, we find Nicholas Samadeo there in the advanced 98 for Blackout Motorsports. Starting on the inside of Trinity River Racing's number 23 Valvoline Toyota of Chase Harris. That is the top 10 here at Texas Motor Speedway, and we are more than ready to get this one going here. 67 laps for 100 miles here today. Should be a great race. One guy to look out for, of course, Paul-Antoine Sierre, who led the points for the first couple of weeks of the season. He's got a new sponsor on that Logan Sport number 7, Cessna, coming aboard for 5 races today at Texas, then Talladega, Kansas, Gateway, and Watkins Glen. Good to have Cessna on board that car. Pace car down onto the pit road. We're ready to get going here at Texas. It's green flag racing time here in the Southwest Airlines 500. Let's get this show on the road. Down to the quad oval it will be. Eric Monaco leading lap number 1 here at Texas Motor Speedway. Mitchell Henderson into second now. Will Parrish going to nose ahead for third. Nicholas Samadeo looking for fourth on the inside of Ethan Lewis, who continues to slip backwards. And Kyle McLeese slipping backwards as well in car 59. The points leader not having a good launch off the start of this, falling all the way outside the top 20 now. Up ahead is still Monaco, then Henderson, Parrish, Samadeo, and Zidell has cracked the top 5, but only for the moment, as Priya McShane gets to the inside with help from Colin Teague in the 97. McShane on the inside there, trying to get the run on Zidell. She's trying to work her way into that top 5 position. She got her teammate William Brock not but 2 cars behind her. But now Colin T's going to leave McShane out hanging, and Brock will get to the inside, as will Roberto Crown Jr. But up ahead right now, it is still Eric Monaco who leads the way. Mitchell Henderson trying to chase him down there in car 88. Behind Will Parrish third, Samadeo trying to close in from the 4th position. Caleb Rose looking to the inside of Priya McShane there for, I believe that's the 7th position on the racetrack right now. As Rose is going to slip wide, and here comes your defending series champion, Trey Smith. But he'll get pushed up to the outside, and Kanan Biller, the Season 2 champion, will get to his inside and take the spot away. Sear, Vargas, and Parker looking to get by the defending series champion as well. Down the back straightaway once again and into turn 3. We'll take a look just up ahead again. Is still Eric Monaco leading the way here at Texas Motor Speedway. But the top 6 have stretched away from the rest of the field, while it looks like a hornet's nest back there with everybody flying around this racetrack, trying to get every piece of real estate they can. The sun beating down on the racetrack, of course, at a very, very slick track surface today. Warmer track surface, that means less grip. So these guys are going to have a difficult time here today in this race. 61 laps to go in this one already. As Dale Lightning there, defending Scott's National Series champion, to the inside of Caleb Rose. That is for the 10th position on track. And so that your Cohen car will work his way into the top 10. His teammate, Andrew Williams, way deep in the field. There he is in the 32nd position on track right now. Actually, make it 35th. As Elijah Gordon gets by, and look how far back Kyle McLeese got shuffled. All the way back to 36th. And so this could be a good points day for somebody like Samadeo, only coming in 16 points behind Kyle McLeese, and Samadeo runs 6th right now. The way things are at this moment, it would be Samadeo taking the points lead in the standings if this was the way the race played out to the finish. But here we go. We got 3 wide there as the cautions out. Cautions out here at Texas Motor Speedway, and a few of them. 2-3 cars at least. Keegan Thompson, John Andrews, and Alex Lozano. Lozano, the 3rd place pointsman, coming in. And that is a terrible break for the Donut Media driver. Down to the pits he'll go. He'll call it a day. As the first caution comes out on lap 8. It's coming around for the end of lap 9 now. We're going to get the first pit cycle of the race. And so this will all but eliminate the pit strategy in the final stretch of this one, with the exception of the 1 pit cycle. So from here, we should be 1 stop to the end and be okay. That is if it remains a clean race. But here comes Monaco, who's led all the laps so far. All the way down to stall number 1 on pit road. Ethan Lewis coming in, Hightower coming in. They got shuffled to the back early on. And Colin Teague looking to try to beat the 25 out. And Teague is going to do so, as will Perez. Monaco is going to be not 3rd, not 4th, not 5th, 6th maybe off of the pit road, as Samadeo came up there in a collision behind between Ethan Lewis and Roberto Crown Jr. as they tried to come off the pit road. Big damage to the 54. A very, very tight pit road here at Texas Motor Speedway. And unfortunately, that might hurt the 54's aerodynamics. That is a lot of right side damage to that Ford. You'll see it in a second when the car comes by the camera. Look at that. Tough, tough break for the Daytona 500 winner, Ethan Lewis. But now, the field has been shuffled up greatly on pit road. Field is going to be in the hands of Colin Teague for the restart, as officials continue to try to sort everything out back there. So the first caution here out early at Texas Motor Speedway. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to bring it out here at the Great American Speedway. So here watching coming out of turn number 2, Thibodeau slips up the track into John Andrews and is going to turn the 5 around after contact there with Priya McShane. McShane goes down the racetrack as Andrews gets totally sideways now and nowhere to go behind for Keegan Thompson, who just wallops the backside of the 5, and Alex Lozano, nowhere to go, tears up the left front of that car a ton, and that is going to take a few drivers out of the race for sure here. But let's take a look at another angle. So here's they come through turn 2, headed for the back straightaway. There's Thibodeau into the backside of Andrews, turning the 5 around, and in behind Thompson, bam, right there in the backside of the 5. And of course, poor old Alex Lozano, absolutely nowhere to go there on the outside. And at the very least, Lozano and Thompson will be out of this one. Let's take a look at one more angle before we go back to green flag racing. So on board now with Alex Lozano in the 4 as the trouble happens in front of him, and just nowhere to go on that outside as Thompson runs into the back of the 5 and up in front of the 4, and just absolutely nowhere for Lozano to go there. Tough break for the Buck Racing driver. But field is going to be in the hands of Colin Teague for the restart of this thing. Track is clear. We are good to go. So let's head to the restart here at Texas Motor Speedway. Half a lap away from resuming the Southwest Airlines 500 here at Texas Motor Speedway, working the first caution of the race. Came out on lap number 8 for a grinding accident in the back straightaway, headed for turn 3. 3 cars are out of the race. Alex Lozano, Keegan Thompson, and Sebastian Kukulon are out. John Andrews was also involved in the 5 car, but still out there with significant rear end damage. And Ethan Lewis suffered some damage on the pit road to the right side of his car. Has not come back down to get that repaired, so it looks like he's just gonna feel it out here for this green flag run. Field's in the hands of Colin Teague, followed by Braden Perez, Mitchell Henderson, William Brock, and Will Parrish. Green flag is back out here at Texas. Perez wasting no time to get to the inside of Teague, headed off into turn number 1, and in behind it does look like Ethan Lewis is going to be able to get up to speed, so it must not be affecting him very much, the damage on the right side of that car. So Perez to the point, Henderson taking a look to the inside, William Brock at the double O there as well, up to 3rd. Will Parrish now going to get to the inside of Brock, and for the race lead, here comes Henderson. Parrish will take 3rd away with ease, but now into 1. Henderson on the inside of Perez. He's going to take the spot away, and Parrish looking to make it a 3-car battle now. As into 2nd he'll go and trying to slide to the inside of the 88. Here comes Nicholas Samadillo as well underneath the 47 of Braden Perez into 3. Won't be able to make it stick for the time being. Eric Monaco pressed against the backside of the 98. And here's Parrish running the 88 up high for the lead. At the line it was Henderson, but I don't think it's going to be headed off into 1. No, it won't. He's going to get the spot. And here comes Samadillo trying to get to the inside of Perez. He's going to take the 47 and 88 3 wide. Now back to 2, but he'll get a 2-for-1 special through turn 2 and down the backstretch into 3. Into 2nd he goes, now looking for the race lead on Will Parrish. Taking an outer shot here, looking through the rest of the field. Only a couple cars look like they've lost speed from the rest of the field. One is Jacob Thibodeau, the other is John Andrews. Whatever happened to Thibodeau, I have no idea. It is Parrish that leads now here in the Southwest Airlines 500. What has been a wicked race so far here. We've seen some thrilling racing, and of course had it reset and already had a pit cycle. We should not have to worry about a fuel mileage finish at the end of this one, as we got 3 wide back there for the 9th position. Rose is going to get ahead of everybody and the two-time winner already this season, Marty Sakala, in the 84. Both of his wins coming on mile-and-a-half tracks. This is another mile-and-a-half track, so we'll see if he can get up to the front. As for the race lead, here comes Nicholas Samadillo. And at the line, he's going to lead lap 17 just by a nose over Parrish. And into one, he'll go with the lead. Henderson trying to get it back away from him. That's going to bring Blake Parker right back into the mix with Dale Lightning all over the backside of that 14. Into turn 3 they go. Parrish stuck on the outside. He's trying to work it. He won't be able to as far as Parker goes. And Lightning will shoot on by the 0-2 as well. Now the 47 of Perez going to get on by. Parrish is in deep, deep trouble right now on that high side. Still early on in this one, not a whole lot of rubber has been laid down, so not a ton of grip up on the high side. So Samadillo leads the way. We're coming to lap 20, 48 laps to go now in this race. As we'll take a look through the rest of the field, here's Eric Monaco, your pole sitter, trying to work his way back up to the front of the field. But he is in a cluster right now, trying to hold off the 81 of Kanan Biller. That is back for the 10th position right now that these two are battling for. And to the inside, here comes Biller on the 25. Looks like he's going to take the spot away from Monaco. As for the race lead, we just joined back up right as the pass happened, and it's a quick overtake for Mitchell Henderson around Nicholas Samadillo. Blake Parker will go to the 2nd position. Samadillo trying to hold on at least to 3rd, but Dale Lightning trying to take it away from him. Blake Parker also trying to get to the inside of that 88. Not able to just yet. But now Dale Lightning will just about scoot on by the 98 for 3rd. And he'll have the nose at the line and will scoot out ahead of Samadillo. And now Perez will get to the inside of that 98. Henderson trying to pull away ahead with the race lead as Vargas gets down and around. Samadillo there for 5th. So the top 5 all along the inside lane. Lightning and Parker slid wide just a little bit. That's going to bring the 47 and 46 back into it. Back into 1 we go once again, single file. Behind William Brock trying to catch up to the 02 of Will Parrish. That is for 8th on the racetrack, and he's going to go to the inside and try to take that spot away. But now for 2nd, here comes Lightning on Blake Parker. This is going to be good for Mitchell Henderson. It's going to open the door for him to grow his lead. And here's Lightning getting around the 14, and Vargas is going to take the chance to get around Braden Perez in the 47. And indeed, the 46 will get by. The 55 of Lightning still not quite clear of the 14 of Parker. Down into turn number 3 will be Dale Lightning ahead of Parker. But now Vargas going to work to the inside for that 2nd spot in the Nike colors. It is still Henderson leading, of course, but now 43 laps to go, or 33 laps to go in this one. No, it is 43, my bad. But anyway, it is Vargas now 2nd, Samadillo 3rd. As he gets around the 55 of Lightning. And around the outside will not come Lightning. He lost grip there in the middle of the corner. Looked like he was going to shoot back by, but not quite able to. And Perez will get to the inside of that 55 and take the 4th spot away from the defending Scott's National Series champion. And behind back here for a position, here's one of the PHR cars going after Roberto Crown Jr., getting his way into the top 20, Justin Zeidel. Of course, his teammate Braden Perez running up towards the front of the field, and Jacob Thibodeau well off the pace behind us. Man, Eric Monaco almost turned the 22 of Trey Smith around. Thankfully, they're able to hold on to it as Mitchell Henderson continues to lead. And speaking of the PHR cars for just a moment, where on earth has Thibodeau gone? There he is. 37th a lap down, but marching his way through the lead lap cars. So now on to lap 28 we go. We have 40 laps to go in this one. Into turn number 1, the field goes once again. Henderson, Vargas, Samadeo, Perez, Rose, Lightning, Parker, Parrish, Brock, and Nelson. That is the top 10 right now. As of course, after here in a little bit, we're going to have to watch out for the second pit cycle of the race. As you see Thomas Troxel in the 16 there, Sonic on the car. Home race for his sponsor. He is in 15th right now, make it 14th as he gets on by Trey Smith. And Ethan Lewis in the 54. Starting to work his way back up through the field. He's got that car back under him. As actually we missed an overtake for the lead. Christian Vargas has gone to the point ahead of Mitchell Henderson while we were looking at everybody in the rear of the field. But Henderson's going to try to come back after him, and that's going to bring Samadeo back into the mix. Henderson down to the inside for the lead once again on lap 30. Finally looks like there's starting to be some more grip up along the high side. Vargas trying to hold him off. He's got a chance for now, but will he have him cleared going into 1? No, not quite. But Henderson's not going to get all the way past that 46, so Vargas still has a chance to hold on. This is definitely bringing Samadeo back into the lead pack, though, the lead group. From the third position there, it is now a 3-horse race for the lead. Could Samadeo take him 3 wide heading into 1? He thought about it. Not 3 wide, but he will go ahead and pick off Vargas, and now he's going to go to the inside of Henderson. Won't be able to stick it on the inside of the 88 just yet, but he will move to that second position. So Caleb Rose behind in 4th. Braden Perez is 5th right now. Then Blake Parker 6th. Parrish 7th. Lightning, Nelson, and Brock. That is still the top 10 here at Texas Motor Speedway. It's the same 10 drivers, but they've been shuffling around a little bit. And onto the back straightaway, the leaders come once again. Here's Samadeo going after Mitchell Henderson for the race lead. Coming to the end of lap 33 this time. We are that much closer to seeing the pit cycle. I expect it's going to come about lap 38 or 39. At the line that time it was Henderson. Samadeo's going to have the edge going off into the corner though. And Vargas wasting no time getting to the second position either on the inside of that 88. So now he will set his sights on catching Mr. Edge. Coming around to start lap 35 this time. We are at 33 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. We'll see a flyby here. You see just how spread out the field is now on this green flag run. And we'll have to see what happens during the pit cycle, because right now there's a lot of guys deep in the field, guys and gals deep in the field, who could really use a caution to get back up into conversation for the race victory. And if they don't get a caution for the rest of this one, they're not going to have that chance. So, and of course you gotta be, if you want a caution, the best time to do it would be right before the pit cycle happened or right after the pit cycle happens, because, well, nobody's going to get stuck a lap down at the same time either. Although if you're in the back of the field and the leaders are a lap down, of course, you know, that's a good thing for you because you don't have them to worry about. So on to lap 37 we go, with 31 laps to go now. To still Nicholas Samadeo leads the way. We're at that point where we could see the cycle happen. Right about 31 laps to go at lap 37. It'd be just on the edge of being able to make it to the end versus not being able to make it to the end. Here comes Vargas to the inside of Samadeo. And none of the lead cars are going to come down the pit road this time. Maybe a couple more laps tops before we see the cycle. So they are going to be just inside the window to make it to the end on fuel and on tires. This could be one heck of a race to the finish here. And they're still not going to come down, so we'll have to keep an eye out for lap 39 when everybody's going to come down for fresh Pirellis and a nice splash of Sunoco fuel. Catching up to the 5 of John Andrews, who is off the pace. But it's taken him this long to catch the 5. Of course, Andrews was caught up in the pileup earlier on, and Vargas is going to go ahead and come down to the pit road. So we see our first taker down in the pits. Andrews will go ahead and go as well, so they'll be looking for some fresh Pirellis and a splash of Sunoco fuel. Mitchell Collins and Marty Sakala already came down the pit road. Trey Wright also comes down, as will Elijah Gordon and Colin Teague. And a little bit extra on the pit stop there for Mitchell Collins in the 43. But down in the way will go the Shell V-Power Ford. Sam Adio looks like he's going to go ahead and come down the pit road now. Henderson stays out an extra lap. Rose and I believe that's Parrish. Yes, it is. Parker stays out. Truxell, Monaco, Garcia, Cruz, McShane, Harris, and Durrani stay out. And everybody else is going to go ahead and come down to the pit road. It's like Sakala is going to beat Collins for the first duo that came down the pit road. This is the group we got to watch here. Elijah Gordon will come off first. Looks like actually it might have been Trey Wright. Or Vargas. What a jump by the 46. If he's ahead of everybody, what a jump. So we'll watch now as Sam Adio leads this group off of the pit road. Watching for the 46 of Vargas. And there he is getting around Andrews, and there's Sam Adio right there. Sam Adio is starting to get up to speed as Vargas flies by. I believe Christian Vargas might be in the race lead here once everything cycles through. There's Henderson coming off of the pit road. Lewis McLeese. And there's Vargas flying by. And there's Andrews. And there's Sam Adio, and Henderson will come out and cycle just in front of Brock Nelson. Or actually, Nelson and Perez are going to go ahead and get by. So we'll watch for the lead here. It is going to be Vargas ahead of Sam Adio by a margin of a little over 2.5 seconds. There's a lot of race left though, 25 laps. We'll see if Sam Adio is able to chase down that 46. For Sam Adio on lap fresher tires than Vargas is. So it could be a 2-horse race to the end here at Texas Motor Speedway. Brock Nelson cycled into 3rd, Perez 4th, Henderson 5th, Biller, Wright, Rose, Brock, and Cologne. That is the top 10 here in the Southwest Airlines 500 for the time being. Sam Adio got around John Andrews, but that took 3/10 off his time up to leader Christian Vargas, and Vargas is actually getting drafting help from his teammate Ethan Lewis, so this could grow the lead even further. Sam Adio is in big trouble if Vargas stays in behind this 54. "22 laps to go this next time, and Ethan Lewis will get up out of the way of Christian Vargas. So Vargas will get around his teammate, Sam Adio. Now might have the 54 to work with for some draft if he can get up there. Of course, Vargas not going to have that draft coming off of the 54 car anymore. Let's see if Mr. H is able to catch him. Brock Nelson there, catching up to the 98. Then Perez and Henderson going after it there for the 4th position as they come down into the quad oval once again at lap 47. Gap for the lead, I believe, closed a little bit that time. Just a little bit, but 3.77. We'll see. I don't know if Samadeo is going to be able to close it in on him or not, but we will just have to see. 20 to go here at Texas Motor Speedway as Vargas crosses the line. Here's Samadeo crossing 3.96. Still have not seen a positive gain on the part of Samadeo yet, so the tires are still rubbering in for the 98. And if they do, it might be too little too late. You might need a caution to catch that 46. But again, the field's so spread out and strung out now, it might just be too much to ask for, as now the lead's 4 seconds. Going through the rest of the field here, you see, just with the exception of a couple of groups here, the field is extremely strung out now. Now Samadeo has these guys all over the backside of him. Brock Nelson and Mitchell Henderson, teammates, going after it there for 3rd. But now we do see a positive gain on the part of Samadeo, 600ths albeit, but it is still a gain on Christian Vargas. Mitchell Henderson catching up to that 98, gonna sling to the inside or try to, and he will be there going through turn 3 and 4. Henderson is going to get around the 98. They lost a little bit of time on Vargas because of that. Vargas now has the 54 of Lewis catching up to him. And I wonder what would happen if Ethan Lewis went and got around that 46. As the Pirellis are wearing away as this run goes on. Vargas goes wide on quarter exit. Henderson glued beautifully to the bottom of the track. We will see if this 88 may be able to catch the 46. Down to 3.96 the gap, with 16 laps to go. This one's not over, folks. Not yet. Vargas slips it a little wide on quarter exit again. Henderson stuck on that inside line. Watching for the line this time. 3.97 stayed about the same. Here's Vargas, who currently leads. He's looking for his first career win in the TRCS. Had an atrocious season 3. But looking to finally break through and maybe open the floodgates on what could be a great season for him. Right now, 31st in the standings, but gained 4 spots after Atlanta 1 week ago. And now the gap for the lead is growing once again for Vargas. Lewis providing some drafting assistance there. Team orders at the head of the field here at Texas Motor Speedway. So it's Henderson there in second. Mr. Edge, Samadeo in third. Perez fourth. Brock Nelson is fifth. Kanan Miller there sixth. Caleb Rose seventh. Trey Wright in eighth. William Brock ninth. And Will Parrish, for the time being, rounds out the top 10. 3.77. Now the gap to Vargas, as Lewis is going to go ahead and shoot back by the 46. And we'll watch for the lead gap this time, 3.6. Henderson starting to draw in a little more. We'll see if it's going to be enough. Vargas is going to get a draft now off the back of that 54. But Lewis slips up once again. And Vargas might be getting back by his teammate. Oh, that's going to hold him up a little bit through the quad oval. Watching Henderson this time at 11 laps to go. 3.59. I just don't know if he has the speed. But now they're stuck side by side. So this, we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to say anything. We'll just have to see what happens this time through. And they'll stay side by side, rounding the corner. Vargas will get the edge at the line, but Henderson, 3.2. And Lewis is still racing his teammate hard. Well, this is going to get interesting now. So we're coming around for 9 laps to go now. Vargas bottomed out a little bit, but so did Lewis. And Henderson there, just exiting turn 4. Oh, it's definitely closing in. Down to 2.77 seconds. Vargas now having to deal with Lewis again as Lewis gets down to the inside. This is exactly what Henderson, Perez, and Samadillo wanted to see. As we're coming around for 8 laps to go, the teammates are still side by side. Vargas almost got up and in the wall. Now the gap to the lead, 2.29 seconds. As Lewis will go ahead and get back by Vargas. Henderson, Perez, and Samadillo staying single file now, trying to stretch away from everybody else, leaving Brock Nelson in the dust. Lewis will slip wide again, so Vargas is going to have to deal with his teammate again. Oh, almost turned him sideways. 7 laps to go now. And Hightower's going to blow up and go out of the race as well while all this is going on. Unfortunate for him, it is a blown engine for Joey Hightower. Tough break for that Buck Racing driver. And now the gap for the lead, under 2 seconds now, but Henderson now has to deal with Braden Perez getting up close to that 88 car. 6 laps to go for Christian Vargas. If he can hold on, the gap grew that time, 1.92. We'll see if Lewis goes and messes with his teammate again. It could open the door for somebody else to get up there. Just have to see, as the pace for the lead definitely seems to be slowing up, but ideally they should be able to make it to the end. Now 5 to go at Texas Motor Speedway, 1.69 now the gap. It shrunk again, and Lewis is catching up to his teammate one more time. This could be what Henderson needs. Down to the inside comes Lewis. This is not what Vargas wants. Trying to stretch ahead on the outside, and Lewis will stay to the inside. Uh-oh. Team owner Diego Vasquez is not going to be happy for this one, but the gap for the lead's down to a second now with 4 to go. As Henderson continues to close in, glued to that inside. You can see him in frame now. Samadillo has gotten around Braden Perez as well for 3rd. As coming around for 3 laps to go now. Henderson getting closer and closer. 3 to go. Half a second now. Henderson's car is a rocket right now. He has been glued to that inside, patiently waiting for an opportunity, and has the opportunity come at last. Vargas slips wide through 4. Onto the quad oval once again. 2 laps to go. The gap continues to shrink. 0.2 of a second. Henderson trying to work the high side, continues to close in on Vargas. Both of these drivers vying for their first career win. Here comes Henderson to the inside of Vargas. Vargas chops him at the last second. We're coming around for the white flag this time. Lewis is going to go wide. Vargas open up the inside. Not enough for Henderson to get down there as the white flag comes out. Mile and a half to go at Texas Motor Speedway. The gap still shrinking. Henderson's going to be pressed against the backside of the 46, going down the back straightaway. One more chance. Here he comes to the inside. Vargas trying to work the high side. Henderson trying to steal it on the inside. Side by side, coming out of turn number 4. It's going to be at the line. Last lap pass. Mitchell Henderson wins the Southwest Airlines 500 at Texas Motor Speedway. Holy cow! And he got a lot of help from Christian Vargas' teammate to do so. Vargas will come home with a painstaking second after dominating the second half of the race. Nicholas Samadio will come home with third, and I believe that is going to be enough for Mr. Edge to take the points lead here coming out of Texas Motor Speedway. Mitchell Henderson, though, also has reason to celebrate. 11th in the point standings coming in, and with a big win today, and Kyle McLeese finishing in the 33rd position. Not only is Mr. Edge going to get the points lead, but Mitchell Henderson is going to climb up into the top 10, maybe even the top 5 in the standings. We'll take a look in just a moment. But what a race today at Texas Motor Speedway. Congratulations to Mitchell Henderson. Let's go ahead now and take a look at your finishing results. Henderson wins by 54 one-thousandths of a second, one of the closest finishes that we have seen in the TRCS, not just this season, but in history. So Vargas finishes second, Samadio finishes third, Perez finishes fourth. Brock Nelson, a career best fifth, if I'm not mistaken. William Brock finishes sixth. Caden Biller seventh. Trey Wright eighth. Caleb Rose in ninth, and Ace Garcia in 10th. How about that? 2 Velocitar cars in the top 10, and Thomas Troxel finishing 16th. All 3 Velocitar cars inside the top 20. This is a fantastic run for that team. Maybe a sign of things to come. But let's go ahead and look at the rest of your standings here as well. 33 cars finishing on the lead lap. McLeese, the last one on the lead lap. Ethan Lewis, Jacob Thibodeau, and John Andrews finishing 1 lap off the pace. And only 4 cars unable to finish this one. Hightower was due to a blown engine, Kukulon due to a piston failure, and Keegan Thompson and Alex Lozano due to an accident. But that is going to do it here at Texas Motor Speedway. Congratulations one more time to Mitchell Henderson, winner of the 2022 Southwest Airlines 500. We'll take a look at your driver standings, your owner standings, and we'll wrap it up here at the Great American Speedway. Y'all take care, stay safe, and have a good one. Welcome to the NOFSRL.